Pitt in the white, Drexel in the navy blue, and we are off from the Pete. Pitt with the opening tip goes to Mikayla Johnson, and we are underway with Quealy at the point. Quealy off to Angel Jones, now giving back to Johnson on the outside, looking inside for Jahate. Still controlling on the block, and she's called for the travel. That position down low, the 5 for Pitt, has been a strength in recent years. We talked about Phi last year, Leatu King a couple years ago as well. So definitely a position down there for the Panthers that has been a strength as we get a look at the Drexel starting 5 as well. O'Neal swinging around on the outside for Lavin. Evans looking to make a move on the block, banks it in for the first 2 points of the season for the Drexel Dragons.
Yeah, and Deja Evans is a key player for Drexel. She's going to need to do her work and do it early tonight, especially against Fatima Jahate inside for Pitt.
A couple close misses inside for Jahate to get things started offensively for the Panthers. Drexel back in possession on the reverse side of the court. Evans thought about the mid-range jumper, opts to pass it back out though to O'Neal. O'Neal using the pick, working around. Open 3 for Baker. She takes it, banks it off the back of the iron and out, but the offensive rebound goes to McGurk, who puts it in again for Drexel.
Yeah, Drexel with 2 good opening possessions to open this game. 4 points to Pitt's 0.
Straightaway 3 for Hollingsworth off the mark.
Getting those jitters out that first game. It's always those couple minutes. You don't know what you're going to get. You're trying to give it your all, but you're trying to settle in the excitement on both ends.
0 for 4 start from the field for the Panthers, but they get the takeaway there. It's Angel Jones, the transfer from Coppin State, moving the other way. Loses it for a second. They're able to regather, though, with 19 on the shot clock. Johnson, the transfer from Colorado, who averaged 17 points over her last 6 regular season games. Nice move inside by Hollingsworth, who gets a couple.
Yeah, that was a tough take by Hollingsworth. She just got inside of there of the 2-3 zone that Drexel is showing to start this game. That'll be exactly what Pitt needs to do, attack the middle to get inside against that zone.
Hollingsworth, the freshman from Ottawa, gets her first couple points of her collegiate career, but Drexel returning the favor on the other end. McGurk's now got 4.
Yeah, there's McGurk's second bucket.
Hollingsworth looking for more. Along the baseline, nice pass to Jahate, who gets her first couple points.
Yeah, that was a great find by Hollingsworth. She just kind of got stuck there, but she was super patient when she came to on her jump stop and found her big inside for an easy bucket.
Drexel tiptoeing the sideline there, and McGurk on fire to start off. 7 points already for her, 3 for 3 from the field. She adds the triple to extend the lead to 5.
Yeah, why not McGurk? Keep feeding her early on with 7 points.
Johnson misses there. Drexel 4 for 5 from the field to start off. Evans, mid-range J off the mark. Another offensive rebound though, and that one's missed on the follow-up as well. Another chance here for the Dragons though. McGurk, heat check 3 off the mark, but barely hits the back rim and goes out, and another offensive rebound inside. Baker with 13 on the shot clock. Working on Johnson up top. O'Neal goes down low with the pass. Evans outside the paint, 3 and 2 on the shot clock, and the Panthers stand strong on defense and force the turnover. Jones, fadeaway jumper off the mark. Jahate looking for the rebound as it rolls out of play. It will stay down there. How about this start from McGurk? 7 points, 3 for 4 from the field, including this triple.
Yeah, Grace O'Neal attacks the paint there and finds her shooter, Laine McGurk, to knock it down for 3 for her 7th point at the start of this game.
McGurk played in all 30 games last season off the bench to average 4.4 points per game, so she's already almost doubled that in the opener this year. Quealy off to Jones. Looking to work down low with Hollingsworth again, but it goes out of play with 9 on the shot clock for the Panthers.
This Drexel zone defense giving Pitt a little trouble to start this game.
Quilly in for Jones. 5 on the shot clock. Jones, same spot where she missed from before, around the rim and out.
Oh, that was a nice move by Jones. She really had created some great separation from her defender, just couldn't knock it down.
Way too much room for O'Neal up top, but Jahate closes down in the paint, but will pick up the foul.
That was great timing on that block by Fatima Jahate. As you see here, her coming over. Not today, not tonight.
Excuse me, no foul there for Jahate, but Drexel able to inbound. And another miss there, but another offensive rebound for the Dragons. 5 already for them, but the Panthers finally alleviate the pressure. Drexel's missed their last 6 now from the field. Quilly off to Hollingsworth. Hasn't hesitated to pull the trigger working to the paint, but she'll draw the foul on the drive there.
Yeah, she has a really quick first step, Hollingsworth. She's been getting inside at ease, on her own will to start this ball game.
2 minutes and change without a point for the Panthers. They'll look to change that as Jahate checks out. Rust in for Pitt, someone who missed a lot of last season with injury. Jones able to clean up the miss and put it in.
And that just showed her athleticism and how quick she is in Angel Jones. She shot the basketball, she missed it, and she hustled down to get her offensive rebound and put it back.
First team All-MEAC for Jones at Coppin State last year. Baker, the hook shot off the mark. Quilly out to Jones again. Working on McGurk. Over Hollingsworth at the top of the key with 15 on the Pitt shot clock. Nice interior pass for Johnson. The jumper from the free throw line misses. And we will take a break here from Pittsburgh. 3-point ball game midway through the first quarter of play. Know what to expect from them. I mean, even returning players like Lauren Rust didn't play last year due to injury, so we'll kind of see what we get here from this Panthers team.
Yeah, a lot of brand new faces and 7 freshmen on top of it, so
yeah,
everything is new to them.
Hagans, nice move there, and she gets her first couple points. Teresa Hagans, the 99th overall recruit from last year's class, gets her first couple points of her career. Part of a very strong Pitt recruiting class coming into this season opener today. Had 2 recruits, including Nia Wilson, in the top 100 of the ESPN rankings. Watkins outside for Garcia Raj. Off-ball foul called. It will go on the Panthers.
Yeah, and that's tough. Hagans enters the game for the first time in a Pitt jersey. She excels on the offensive end, has a great spin move and scores. And then on the defensive end, you give up a foul. Not exactly what your coach wants to see. But then a quick turnover helps her out.
That'll help. Drexel missing their last 7 field goal attempts after starting 4 for 5. They've now gone 3.5 minutes without a point. Pitt just 1 turnover so far, something they've had problems with in a few years in a row now. So a promising sign in the very small sample size we've seen early. As a block is called down low as Johnson was driving for the hoop.
Yeah, Mikayla Johnson executed that offensive set very nicely. The on-ball screens on the wing. She got inside into the paint, and she knew she had a trailer on her, and she leaned into her to get the foul.
Johnson looking to become the 5th scorer for the Panthers in this game. Drexel only with 2. McGurk with 7 of their 9 points, as Johnson successfully does so and makes the front end. Johnson able to put Pitt ahead for the first time so far tonight. 2 points from Hagans, Jones, Hollingsworth, Johnson, and Jahate for the Panthers.
And Pitt switching it up a bit on defense, showing a little three-quarter court extended pressure to see what Drexel can handle.
Panthers in the midst of a 6-0 scoring run. Drexel trying to snap out of that now. 3 goes up from O'Neal off the back iron. Rebound free for a moment, but Pitt able to clean it up with Rust. Jones with the left hand, and that one goes into the 4th row. As the Panthers turn it over. See Torrey Verdi here in his 3rd season with the Panthers. Previously at UMass, where led them to their first Atlantic 10 tournament championship in 21. Comes here, obviously last season, a bit of an improvement off that first year in the ACC. Talked to him a little bit earlier on as well. He says he feels like he's finally had a chance to sort of put his fingerprint on the program and have them in a good spot to compete in a very difficult Atlantic Coast Conference.
Yeah, and he's taken a step up each and every year that he's been here. In year 3, he's trying to do that with this turnover of a roster and getting his type of caliber players that he wanted here to compete in the ACC.
Johnson pull-up jumper misses as Drexel looks to snap out of a lull offensively. Missed their last 9 and make it 10 now. As Hagens comes down with that rebound, quickly pushing the other way in transition for Johnson, who's fouled on her way to the basket. Or excuse me, it's a foul on Johnson, committing the offensive foul, and that's a turnover for the Panthers. Still on a 6-0 run.
Yeah, and that goes on the point guard Hagens there. That was a very difficult pass to make cross the court in transition. She needed to throw that ball up in the air if she was going to get it to Mikayla Johnson running out. Pitt again with this pressure.
A lot of room down low for Evans. Passes up the shot, waits for the outlet pass. Still some scrambling in the paint for Drexel, and they turn it over.
Now that was a good defensive possession by the Pitt Panthers.
Four turnovers for both sides in the early going.
Drexel staying in this zone defense.
Hagens uses the screen, looks for options, and is able to find Wilson, newly into the game for the Panthers. So Nyla Wilson gets her first reps in Pitt blue and gold.
Yeah, that's an exciting player. I think Torrey Verdi is looking forward to coaching her here in her Pitt career.
30th overall recruit in that recruiting class we talked about for the Panthers. One of their strongest in program history. 3-pointers off the mark from Rula.
Yeah, nice little flare screen. They were working on that a lot in their warm-ups, Drexel, and they just can't get that
Wilson,
on the ball.
Spin cycle for her first 2 collegiate points.
Yeah, that was nice. That looked super easy for her. What a move.
Drexel working in transition again, but a little bit too quickly that time as they're called for the travel. Turn it back over. We'll take another look at this move by Wilson.
Yeah, and you see just a great spin move. She attacks one way, comes back, even against the shot blocker and Evans inside, and still manages the finish.
Tell you what, she's been on the floor for a little bit more than a minute, but you can tell already she is quick getting to the basket.
Yeah, she certainly has a presence about her as well.
Wilson again, thought about it with the left hand there, caught it in between, but takes the jumper and is fouled.
She might have got away with a travel there, but she came to a stop. She felt the pressure from behind and leaned into it to get herself to the free throw line.
Very strange end of this half here. Drexel hasn't scored in almost 7 minutes of play. Missed their last 11 from the floor, and it's allowed Pitt to get out to this 3-point lead that Wilson is able to extend on from the free throw line and becomes Pitt's leading scorer with 3 points.
Yeah, not what Drexel thought coming into this game, starting the game, shooting 4 for 5, and then just with 9 points to almost end this first quarter.
10-0 scoring run now for the Panthers over the last 4.5 minutes. McGurk, who started hot but hasn't really taken too many shots in the last 5 minutes or so.
I think Pitt really changing up their defense turned this first quarter around for them.
Twelfth in a row from the field, missed by the Dragons, but a quick turnover there. Trying to get something going with Rulo. Goes to the basket, and she is fouled.
And Tori Verdi has to be furious on the sideline there. His freshman point guard, Higgins, he is calling 20 seconds on the shot clock, calling for the last shot to hold the ball. And they turn it over, and then they give Drexel a chance at a three-point play.
Pretty cool story for Molly Rulo. Her mother, Maureen, scored over 1,200 points for Drexel. Her father, Jim, holds the single-season free throw percentage record for the Drexel men, and she gets her first 3 points in a Drexel uniform.
Drexel was in their blood.
Yeah. Inside a 10-second shot clock off for the Panthers, who have a 2-point lead. Nice move to get free. Offensive rebound goes to Russ off the jumper from Higgins, but the Panthers will carry a... Mentioned that recruiting class coming in. You lose a few players last year. Phi, a big loss with almost those 20 points per game, as we mentioned, but still an extremely promising outlook for a Pitt team that's going to need some talent on their roster in a very competitive conference. Miss short for Drexel, who finished that first quarter very cold from the floor. Make it now 1 for their last 14. Extending back about 3/4 of the way through that first quarter. Wilson off to Villegas. Newly into the game for the Panthers, the transfer from Florida State. Five on the shot clock for Pitt. Johnson the outlet, and Johnson the bucket.
Yeah, that was a great drive and attack, kick out by Higgins for Mikayla Johnson for 3.
Mentioned Johnson as a player coming back from last year. Developed a lot over the course of the season. Finished the regular season very strong for Pitt.
Yeah, she was absolutely their most productive returner from last season, and they're really going to look to her just for leadership aspect on the floor as well.
Rulo looking for some room. Nice shot from Evans, who has her 3rd and 4th points.
Yeah, and that's a good looking shot for her. That's about extending to her range is about 15 feet there.
Wilson to Johnson. Spins and misses short.
Yeah, that was a nice move.
Jahate the rebound. Mikayla Johnson back fighting for it after the Jahate miss. And Drexel's moving the other way with numbers. McGurk. Watkins.
What a pass by McGurk.
Doing a little bit of everything in the early going.
Yeah, leading her teammate Watkins. Nice transition.
Laine McGurk filling up the stat sheet early. 7 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist now for her on that last bucket from Drexel that cut the lead down to 1. Villegas, the push-off and the offensive foul.
Yeah, and here you see that earlier possession, earlier knockdown from Mikayla Johnson. You see 3 players there. Higgins attacks the paint, sucks 3 defenders in, kicks out to her shooter, and then the nice pass on the other end by McGurk.
First 3-point field goal for Pitt tonight. Johnson has 2 of their 3 attempts. McGurk pressured high, finds O'Neal though, who finds the Pitt bench.
Yeah, and credit Pitt's defense there. They were all over the basketball. Drexel fortunately got it out, but that second pass, errant pass, goes out of bounds.
Higgins to Wilson to Jones. Higgins quickly to the left hand, misses strong off the glass. McGurk. Watkins defended closely by Wilson. McGurk thought about the 3 but thinks otherwise and gives to O'Neal with now 10 on the shot clock. Dragons working inside and Rulo misses strong. Wilson taking no time to pull that 3 but misses.
Yeah, that's not maybe the best look that you want there. Pull up 3 that you don't really have any offensive players in there for a rebound.
McGurk with 9. 4 for 7 from the floor already for her.
Yeah, McGurk really putting her handprint on this first half here this evening.
Drexel back in the lead with just over 6 minutes to play in the first half. Corner 3, Johnson off the mark.
And Pitt is doing a nice job on the offensive end. They're really attacking the center of that 2-3 defense. They're either getting it there to their high post like they just did to Jahate, and they kick it out for 3, or with the dribble.
O'Neal short. Panthers come up with it. Hagen's once again working very quickly in transition. But the Panthers will slow it down a little bit with Jones, 20 on the shot clock. Hagen's in no rush. Jones back to Johnson in the corner. We've seen her there a few times as Jahate is fouled. Here's Amy Mallon, 1 career win away from 100 in her Drexel career. 16 seasons with the program prior to becoming the head coach 6 years ago. Getting to talk to her a little bit earlier in the week was really a pleasure. She spoke very highly of the culture within this program. We talked a little bit earlier about players coming back and sort of building this established core here at Drexel, and she has done so very successfully over the recent years.
Yeah, she really has, and I really like what she says. She's all about the players, right? She wants to build that culture. But she said if you get to know them, they want to know what you know. And that was so powerful because obviously she has produced great seasons in the past 6 years, but she was there for 16 prior. She's really getting the job done and making it about these players. She loves coaching the players that she has at Drexel.
Really tough to retain talent in today's college athletics as Watkins makes the jumper, but Amy Mallon has done so very well in her stint as Drexel head coach. Another quick shot. Panthers really not using up much of the shot clock so far in this first half. Jumper from the elbow. McGurk stays hot.
McGurk again, nice turnaround jumper.
Hollingsworth, who's been quiet lately, gets her pocket picked, and the Drexel Dragons trying to add to their lead again, and they do. Drexel getting hot from the field. They've made 6.
Pitt, you know that there are other players on this team besides Baker.
If you would have said those 3 players would combine for 4 points through almost a half of play and Drexel would have a lead, I'm not sure too many people would have believed you. Johnson looking to get Pitt back in it a little bit here. Jones now back to Quealy. Short again in close range. Pitt's missed a few from that exact location, but Rust makes amends and gets another couple for them.
Yeah, and that's where Lauren Rust is really good. She knows where to be. Timing is she is very smart under the basket. She gets herself a nice offensive rebound and an easy putback.
4-minute mark here in half number 1. McGurk again. 13 points for her in the opening half.
Yeah, and that was a great find. She just snuck behind the defense there. Great pass by Drexel.
Drexel's made their last 4. Pitt has missed 7 of 8. Rust again the miss. 7 different scorers so far tonight for the Panthers, but nobody with more than 5. Drive, Lavin the outlet with the left hand.
Molly Lavin, nice play inside. Good finish with the left hand.
8-point lead for Drexel. Quealy to Rust. 12 on the shot clock. Rust, a low percentage shot there off the mark. Drexel gets the rebound, and they're looking to extend on their 8-point lead. Garcia Raj at the top. Rust trying to intercept that one, but Lavin comes away with it.
You see here, Raj to McGurk inside. What a find by the point guard.
6 for 9 from the field, 13 points for McGurk, 3 rebounds and also an assist on her resume so far tonight.
She came to play.
As mentioned, just averaged 4.4 points per game last season. Only had 3 games with over 10 points, but she's got 13 in the first half here. Ball in the hands of McGurk again. Working on Johnson. McGurk making her way in, tried the shot, but it got deflected on the way, and Pitt comes away with it.
That was a nice block, nice defense by Mikayla Johnson, and then she finishes on the other end. That's what Pitt needs a little bit more of to get going.
Johnson struggling a little bit from the field. Now 2 for 8 from her, but she gets a couple there to bring her total up to 7 on the night. Rulo. Watkins with 10, back to Rulo. Looking for option, shot clock inside of 5. From the point, travel called though, as Garcia Raj had some room, but will turn it over.
Yeah, Raj took a couple too many steps there, as you see on the other end. The great defense by Pitt, and then Mikayla Johnson, little Euro step. Nice finish in transition.
16-8 advantage for Drexel in quarter number 2. Johnson tries the 3. Johnson hits the 3.
Knockdown for Mikayla Johnson to get her to double figures.
5 points in the last 2 Pitt possessions for Mikayla Johnson, who's up to 10. Rulo for McGurk. McGurk backing her way in. Finds Watkins, who misses from just inside the 3-point line, inside a minute in this first half. Hagens, mid-range goes down. 4 points now for Hagens, 2 for 5 from the field. She's got 4 rebounds as well.
Yeah, that was nice by Hagens, making her mark.
7-0 run for the Panthers. Evans again, the turnaround jumper goes.
Yeah, and that was impressive by Evans over 2 players and the 6'5" Angela Lafau on Pitt Panthers.
Shot clock off for Pitt in the hands of Hagens at the top. Jones tries the 3, well off the mark there, but it will go out of play. Thought it might be off Drexel for a minute, but they will get possession here with 4 2/10 of a second to play in this opening half.
I think Lafau also thought that as well, Zach.
Lafau 3 minutes now in the game for her. As Drexel tries to quickly move the other way, that one doesn't get off in time, but they will. 3-point lead for Drexel entering the second half of play, 30-27 game here. From the Peterson Event Center, Pitt will start in possession. Jahate, another turnover quick for Pitt.
And
Rust was looking inside.
Yeah, and Lauren Rust, as you just mentioned, in the starting lineup this second half here.
Drexel, a team that has gotten better as the game has gone along. Mentioned that really long drought at the end of the first quarter. They picked it up at the end of the second, and that is why they are out to a 3-point lead. On the road against a power conference team, a very promising start to the campaign for Drexel. Pitt players shaken up a little bit along the baseline. It looks like it's Johnson.
Yeah, Grace O'Neal on Drexel tried to step in there and take a charge. They called a block on her, and Mikayla Johnson must have hit her knee in an awkward position.
Fresh shot clock for the Panthers. Johnson with some room, in and out.
And in and out. She has such a nice looking shot. You think every single one is going in.
O'Neal dribble drive. Back to Lavitt. Working down low, and Evans gets the roll.
Great baseline attack and take by Deja Evans.
Drexel led by 8 late in that first half. Pitt pushed their way back to cut it to 3 at the break, but Drexel has extended it back to 5, and now it flips back down to 3 on the mid-range jumper from Jones, who has 4.
Little lefty Angel Jones, nice looking jumper.
Jones playing her first game in a Pitt uniform, came here with Coppin State in 2023, but did not play in that game, so has never actually taken the court here at the Peterson Event Center. Baker with the right hand misses. Another offensive rebound, and another 3 for Drexel. It's McGurk.
Why not, McGurk says, let's keep this thing rolling.
Blocking foul called. Johnson forcing the issue on the baseline again, but McGurk with 16 now
Deja
for the
Evans.
Dragons, and Evans as well.
As you see here, Deja Evans with the reverse, nice take. And then you see Laine McGurk. Why not? Give it to me again. Still feeling it.
Doesn't seem like she's lost a step. The career high already for number 10 in navy blue. Free throw missed, and Drexel comes out with the rebound. Baker to O'Neal. Baker, someone who unexpectedly quiet in the first half of play. Still just 2 points for her. Johnson, really nice play defensively along the line there, but able to keep it in, and Pitt's moving the other way with Hagans. Russ to Jones. Jones, another mid-range jumper. Seen that a lot from her so far tonight.
And that was a right-handed floater by Jones. Angel Jones attacks the baseline, right-handed floater. That was a nice-looking shot.
There have been some lulls in offense so far tonight for both sides, but both Drexel and Pitt have made their last 3 shots. O'Neal. Mariah Watkins gives off to McGurk, who sees one miss, which has not been a common theme tonight. Overpass in transition from Pitt, and another turnover there.
And to me, those kind of things are something that will take time. Knowing where your teammates are at on the floor, knowing exactly when and where to get them the basketball. Hagans, over time, she will learn that just as a freshman.
Here is Garcia Raj, the transfer from Xavier, able to retain that after almost getting it stolen away. But Garcia Raj, someone who played 46 games for the Big East Xavier Musketeers over 2 years there. Spinning move from Baker along the baseline misses. Watkins, the open jumper, that one off as well. Hagans. Another miss in close from Jahate. See Drexel 2 first-place votes in that CAA preseason poll. This is a team, like we mentioned, expected to contend within that conference and make a bid for an NCAA tournament, potentially again this year. First time they would have done that since 2023. 2024, excuse me.
Amaris Baker still cannot find her rhythm. Just 2 points in this ball game.
Yeah, Baker 1 for 7 as well. So an uncharacteristically slow night so far from her, but Drexel still with a 4-point lead. Johnson tries again. 3 for 6 now from deep for her, as Pitt extends to a 7-0 run and gives them a 1-point lead.
Yeah, and Johnson continues to get it done for the Pitt Panthers. 15 points on 5 for 12 shooting.
Drexel missing their last 4 from the field. Straight away for Garcia Raj off the mark. Another offensive rebound. Baker, McGurk, she's got some room, and you cannot give her that much room from the outside. McGurk now 3 for 5 from beyond the arc.
McGurk does it again, 19 points. She's been unbelievable tonight.
Drexel back in the lead. Garcia Raj. To Mariah Watkins. McGurk again. Goodness gracious, 21 points for her.
Man, is she feeling it, but you know what? Pitt cannot find her. They're running her off of these flare screens left and right. She's circling around. She's moving so well without the basketball to get herself wide open looks.
Higgins won't go from deep. Jahate tries again and finds 2 more.
Jahate with the nice looking turnaround. Little finger roll.
Back and forth we go in the third quarter of play. 12-11 for advantage for Drexel in the frame. Both teams shooting well. McGurk again!
Can she do it again, Zach? And she does. Wow, that was a heat check kind of shot. And she's just so smooth and chill out there.
24 points for McGurk. Pitt's leading scorer Johnson misses, and Jahate there to clean it up again.
And there's Jahate. And there's Jahate inside. Loves to go over that left shoulder. Nice little hook shot that she has in there. Pitt might need to get something rolling here with her inside.
Ball in the hands of McGurk again as the whistle blows. Finally a chance to breathe here in Pittsburgh. Laine. Drexel starting in possession in the third quarter where both teams have found a lot of success offensively, and the Dragons start with a turnover there.
Yeah, and Baker showing a little bit of frustration there. She tries to go backdoor, just cutting too many back and forth, confuses her teammates there.
McGurk obviously the story in this third quarter so far, but Pitt 6 for 11 from the floor. Johnson with 5, Jahate with 5, and Jones with 4 in this third quarter. Just over 3 minutes to play. As another turnover there for the Panthers, make it 8 on the night.
Back-to-back turnovers, Drexel and then Pitt. Pitt there really needed a better possession to capitalize off that Drexel turnover.
Still a 3-point lead for the Dragons. Baker fouled by Jones. First personal foul for her in her 22 minutes on the floor. Hagan's out of the game for the Panthers. Quealy will come back in to play that point guard position that Hagan's was stepping into for a large portion of the middle part of this game. Lavin's had that one poked away, but Baker comes back up with it and dishes to the corner. McGurk looking for something. Under 5 on the shot clock. Lavin found an opportunity. What an inlet pass there from McGurk. And Lavin will go to the line.
Yeah, and that was a great backdoor cut by Lavin. She sees her teammate McGurk getting stuck. She picks up her dribble. She makes a great basket cut to get herself to the free throw line. As you see here, McGurk picks up her dribble. Lavin heads up play. Backdoor cut and a nice pass by McGurk.
Lavin's first trip to the line, and you see the attention needed on McGurk on the outside. Freed up Lavin on the block a little bit there as well. So Pitt needing to pay mind to number 10. In this second half of play as Lavin makes both. Lead up to 5 for Drexel. Jones off for Pitt. Villegas on. Johnson for Rust. Some contact down low, but Rust with a strong finish.
Rust is like, come on, guys, let's get this thing going. Cheering her teammates on, yelling at her teammates on the way back to the defensive end.
4 points for Rust as Rulo gets fouled.
You see Lauren Rust here on the inside, just working early, getting great position. And no foul there. That was great attack by Lauren Rust.
Rulo will make her second trip to the line, had a 3-point play in the first half. Misses on the front end.
I love the band members down here underneath the basket, Zach.
Certainly causing a bit of commotion down there.
Running up and down on the bleachers. So unique.
So Rulo makes the back end as the band finally calms down a little bit after the 2 free throw attempts for Molly Rulo. Drexel's made their last 3 from the floor and have a 4-point lead at the tail end of this third quarter.
Wonder if we'll see anything from Nyla Wilson. She re-enters the game with just 7 minutes in that first half, the highly recruited player.
Villegas to Johnson. Russ uses an option in the paint again, but misses. Gets her own rebound, and a foul is called on Rust, I believe.
I think they called that on.
It's going to be on Wilson, yeah. No one really in foul trouble on either side. Baker and Hollingsworth, the only players with multiple fouls, as Drexel works their way into the bonus in this third quarter. Drexel is a team 4 for 5 from the line. As Mariah Watkins takes her first free throw attempt. Sister of Bria Watkins, also on this Drexel team. Mariah played in 7 games last season as a freshman, where she averaged 1.1 points per game, so getting a bit more of a chance this season as the offensive rebound goes back out to the Dragons and McGurk. Nice play by Evans to regather possession for the Dragons, but Pitt takes it away with Rust. Wilson some room on the layup.
And look at Lauren Rust getting out there like a point guard leading the fast break, getting her teammate Nyla Wilson for an easy bucket.
Pretty solid game so far for Russ. 4, 5, and 1 for her. Playing some strong defense down low that time as well. Evans to McGurk. Watkins, fadeaway misses. A little over a minute to play in this third quarter, still a 3-point lead for the Dragons. Villegas, the 3-point specialist for the Panthers, misses long that time. Mentioned her, the transfer from Florida State. Shot 43.2% from beyond the arc last season. McGurk, some room again. Quiet for a little bit there in the third quarter, but she's back and she's got 26 now.
Yeah, and that was just a great play by McGurk. She sees Wilson sleeping on the defensive end and just makes a great backdoor cut. And you see here, Lauren Rust leading the break to her teammate Wilson.
Nice play by Rust there. And by the way, use the word quiet to describe McGurk. That means she hadn't scored in like 3 minutes, so it's all relative, really.
She might have heard you.
Yeah. Villegas from deep.
Villegas does not need much space, Zach. She knocks it down. The defender was right in her face. She has a quick little set shot, knocks it down. The 40% career 3-point field goal percent shooter.
Miss again from in close for Drexel. Pitt now moving the other way with under 5 to go. Wilson with speed with the right hand.
Pitt getting a little emotion from the bench. Nice way to finish out the third quarter there to tie the basketball game. Nice couple play.
On the women's side of things in basketball, and just kind of continuing her success so far. 8 points in just 9 minutes so far on the floor for the Panthers as she starts again for this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and you saw a little bit from her in that third quarter, the spark, the run that Pitt went on. She was a part of all of that. And then you see Pitt change into a 1-3-1 defense. Let's see how Drexel can handle this in the fourth.
Under 5 on the shot clock. Chucked up a shot there, doesn't go, and Pitt's got the rebound. A very exciting third quarter on both sides as Pitt adds on again. Pitt the advantage by 3 points, but Drexel, the way led by McGurk there in that third quarter of play, who had 13 points in that frame. 2-point lead now for the Panthers. Rouleau. Evans. Some pressing defense being played by Pitt here to start the fourth, but it leaves a man open on the inside. It's Baker, who has her first 2 points of the game.
Yeah, that's Pitt. They just missed those rotations when you're playing a zone defense, especially something like a 1-3-1. You need to have that top guard drop to that opposite block, and Pitt just missed that.
Villegas. Again from deep.
Villegas for 3. She does not need any space at all, shooting it well from beyond the arc.
2 for 3 for her, both of those coming very recently. 6 points in the game for the transfer from Florida State. Drexel trying to answer. Pitt trying to match their largest lead of the game, which is 5. Villegas trying to stay hot on the baseline jumper. That one off the mark.
She was inside 3 there, so she couldn't knock it down.
Baker. Over to Evans. The dribble drive and the foul. Going the other way though, called offensively.
Wow, and that's a huge play for Pitt, as that was a nice back door, and they got it waved off with the charge. As you see Villegas on the other end, just knocked down 3-point shooter. She is feeling it in this fourth. And you see here, great back door. Watkins tries to slow down her speed, but Wilson steps in, takes the charge. What a heads-up play by the Pitt defense.
As you mentioned too, potentially a big swing here in the fourth quarter, where every point has mattered so far in this game. Villegas almost thought about the shot with the defender painted on her. Pitt with 10 on the shot clock. Johnson, short jumper off the back iron and out.
And that shot was altered by Deja Evans, the big shot blocker inside for the Drexel Dragons. Heads up, great defensive stance for Drexel down there.
McGurk guarded by Quealy. Evans working on Rust.
Evans, defense to offense. What a play by her inside. Great spin move to finish.
We are coming right down to the wire here in Pittsburgh. A little bit over 6 minutes to play. 1-point ball game.
Yeah, what an exciting run. An exciting third and fourth quarter here we have, Zach.
Johnson fumbles it for a minute, and Russ is blocked. Back out to Johnson, though, and she can't bring it in on the secondary opportunity there. O'Neal off to Baker. Watkins, no. Russ the rebound again.
Yeah, Lauren Russ with a tough rebound that Pitt needed.
Wilson cross court. Villegas trying from deep again, off the mark, but Wilson gets the rebound. Nyla Wilson misses, trying to get her own rebound again, but it goes out of play, but will stay the direction of the Panthers.
Yeah, you see here, Evans. Reverse pivot, spin move. What a post player. She's having herself a night tonight. And then Lauren Russ on the other side tries to go against Evans. She forgot that she is a shot blocker inside. CAA all-defensive team last season.
66 blocks for her in the last campaign, as well as Jones missed the moving jumper. Under 6 to play. O'Neal to McGurk. Villegas closely defending. McGurk going with the right hand, the scoop and score, and McGurk's got 28.
And that was a great play because McGurk was out behind the three-point line. Villegas knows she's been knocking it down from 3, so she crowds her outside of the three-point line. McGurk notices and takes it to the basket instead.
6th lead change of the night as Drexel back out to a 1-point advantage. Quealy to Jones. Another mid-range shot from her, and she knocks it down.
Swifty move by Angel Jones.
Amaris Baker. McGurk some room, the mid-range two-pointer way off the mark. Comes up short and out of play, going back in the second half. Has the Panthers out to a 1-point lead inside of 5 to play. Jones fumbling it a little bit there. Some high press played by Drexel here now out of the break, and Quealy is fouled. That one's gonna go on McGurk.
Pitt took care of the basketball there. It looked a little rough, but they're almost gonna turn the basketball over, but they got a foul instead.
Panthers get a fresh 20 with 4.5 to play. Jones, Villegas trying from deep again, comes up off the front rim that time though.
Every time she shoots the basketball, Villegas, you just think it's going in. Good.
Fumbled away again. Lavin contending with Rust, and it's a jump ball.
Great on-ball defense by Angel Jones to turn the basketball over to get that jump ball.
Possession arrow goes the way of the Panthers, so they will get possession in a 1-point game with just over 4 to play. Jones. Wilson from deep. Another really nice rebound in close by Deja Evans, who has a double-double, 13 rebounds to go along with 10 points. Doing it on the offensive end now is Evans.
Deja Evans over that right shoulder. She loves turning to the middle there.
Evans started in 29 of 30 games last season. In her second year with Drexel now after transferring from Albany after the start of last year. Had 2 double-doubles last year. Already 1 to start the campaign in 2025 as Jones responds.
Angel Jones with a couple nice-looking buckets.
O'Neal at the top. 1-point game again. 9 lead changes. McGurk thought about it from 3. Will dish to Evans though on the fadeaway, off the glass and out. Both teams trying to get a little separation, but unable to do so in the second half. Rust jostles it for a second, and it's gonna stay with Pitt.
Yeah, you see here Evans. Great catch, great finish again over that left shoulder. She loves turning to the middle, going over the left. Too much for Lauren Rust to handle right now.
12 points, 13 rebounds for Evans, who's 6 for 11 from the floor. Johnson tries from deep. Off the mark again there from Hurd. Rust contending for the rebound, and it will go the way of the Dragons.
And that looked like it was off Drexel from over here, from this point of view.
Pitt, 2 of their last 12 from the floor as Johnson misses from 3. She's heated up a little bit as of late, as a close play there on the baseline.
It's tough to call. Obviously, the officials saw it go off of Pitt.
Rulo through the contact there, can't get it to go. Wilson. Johnson now to Jones. Another mid-range jumper from Jones. That's been her game so far tonight, but can't find anything there. Just over 2 to play. Gotta think Drexel's gonna try and get it back to McGurk at some point here. There she is, McGurk through contact, and she's fouled. She'll get 2 shots.
And Angel Jones does not like that one. And she's going to the free throw line because of it.
McGurk looking for 30 if she can make both of these free throws here and get Drexel back out to a lead with 2:12 to play. Some big free throws down the stretch here for Laine McGurk, who's been the best player on the floor tonight.
Yeah, what a statement game for Laine McGurk. Season opener at a Power 5 school, at an ACC school. Doesn't matter to her.
30 points for Laine McGurk, and Drexel's back out to a 1-point lead.
What a night for McGurk.
Wilson, nice move down low. The jumper from the free throw line's off. Rust trying to bring it in. She can't. McGurk comes down with the rebound, and the foul committed by Jones. .201 to play, 1-point game.
In these last 2 minutes, it's going to come down to who is valuing the basketball, taking advantage of their possessions and getting really good looks. And right now, Pitt not taking the best shots available to them.
Talked earlier about this Drexel team's ability to come on the road and get a win here in Pittsburgh. This is not a team you want to take lightly in the non-conference. They won a conference title 2 years ago for a reason. McGurk from three, and she hits again! 33 for Laine McGurk.
McGurk is unconscious. Amy Mallon over on the bench, setting play after play for her best player tonight. That was an incredible back screen. Pitt didn't even see it coming, the flare screen, and she works it and knocks it down.
Baker. McGurk again, driving. What a pass! Just off the mark from Rouleau, who had the open layup. Still a 4-point game with just over a minute to go.
And that was the same play by Drexel. Pitt did a better job defending it.
Johnson to the floor, and it will go the way of Drexel. Opening it up a little bit here in the final 2 minutes. Are the Dragons on the advantage of it at every step? And Drexel's in possession with under a minute to play and a 4-point lead.
And who do we think the ball is going to go to right now and go through? Is Laine McGurk.
Fouled immediately there. Tell you what, too, she's not exactly the person you want to send to the line either. 2 for 2 for her from the charity stripe tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how Pitt plays this final 59.3 of this fourth quarter. Pressure on the inbound. Baker doubled on the outside. More pressure from the Panthers, and Watkins is fouled. Drexel 7 for 9 on free throws so far in this game.
Yeah, and this next foul will send Drexel to the free throw line.
Trying to inbound, able to do so with Evans. Pressure again from Pitt, 18 and 17 on the shot clock. Baker holding up high.
And Pitt decides to not foul and let them try to run the shot clock out.
10 now for Baker, who's gone back and forth, and she is finally fouled at the top by Jahate. A little confused about why they would do that after time had run that far off the clock.
Yeah, it sounded like Coach Verdi was yelling something to his team, but I do not think it was that with his reaction that he just had. I don't think you're going to let the entire shot clock run down. It was under 5 seconds, and then you foul.
Playing some good perimeter defense for a little bit there, too, were the Panthers. And Baker now makes the front end of her free throws. Misses the second, and that one almost off the hands of Jahate out of play. That would have been disastrous for the Panthers. But they will get possession back. As we want to circle number 8 in white as well with Villegas as the Panthers inbound it out to Johnson. She will drive and gets the 2 off the glass.
And that was a heck of a play set up by Coach Verdi on the sideline, and that is exactly what they did. They got Mikayla Johnson flaring, as you see here on the replay. Okay, Mikayla Johnson flaring out. She has the wide open space on the opposite side. Clear out, and she attacks to the hoop for an easy bucket there inside. Well, no, maybe not so easy.
Yeah.
I think she wanted to try to get the foul there, but...
All the right buttons. So far tonight, she'll look to do it again in the final 30 seconds. McGurk to O'Neal. Panthers have to foul. Shot clock just 9/10, or excuse me, game clock just 9/10 behind the shot clock. O'Neal now to the line. 0 for 4 from the field, looking for her first points, and she's got a chance to do it in a huge spot here from the charity stripe. That one around and in.
What a big first point of the game for Grace O'Neal.
Gets the second to go as well.
Clutch free throws for Grace O'Neal.
94 games on her career resume, but it's got to be an encouraging sign to see the depth of this team really come together and put them in a good spot to win the opener. Oh, and a violation on the inbound for the Panthers.
She stepped on the line.
Looked like it.
Before she threw the ball in.
Brutal turnover for Pitt in the final minute.
And those are freshman growing pains right there. 5, you need to get the basketball back and you have to stop the clock, and the only way to do that is to put them to the free throw line.
Dishes off to O'Neal. Panthers trying to get a jump maybe, and the foul's finally called. A lot of contact before, but the clock winds down to 24.7, and O'Neal will go back to the line for a couple more big free throws.
Can O'Neal knock them down again? Laine McGurk, you see there. What an incredible night. What an incredible performance by Laine McGurk. 33 points. Incredible shooting night for her.
O'Neal makes the front end again. Four absolutely colossal free throws down the stretch for Grace O'Neal.
Move right there, giving your freshman that much confidence to do it again.
Johnson corner three, that one off the mark. And the foul committed by the Panthers.
Travel? Oh, I'm gonna call a foul on that instead.
Close to a travel as Rulo was falling there, but a foul, and Rulo's got a chance to wrap things up here from the free throw line.
What a performance by the Drexel Dragons.
Rulo misses.
Talk about a way to start your season, Zach.
Man. Very new Pitt team for sure, but Drexel, just an unbelievable effort today. There were a few times when Pitt had these sustained scoring runs. They withstood all of that and are going to come into Pittsburgh and get a win in their season opener as Pitt fouls. Or excuse me, it looks like a timeout might be called there by Amy Mallon just in time. 8-point edge now with 6.
Their next few games, the momentum that they will carry into game number 2.
Drexel trying to run out the clock. O'Neal pressured. Pitt will not foul. And what a win on the road for the Drexel Dragons. Their first Power Conference win since 2022. Number 100 for Amy Mallon.